The world's a dangerous place. Get the industry's original and most trusted laser sighting system from Crimson Trace. A laser and light systems will enhance your effectiveness and help keep you and your family out of harm's way.
Today on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, we're talking optics for the perfect hunt, training classes, your range reports, and more. To be on the air with Tom, call 866-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom Gresham.
I am so ready to do this. I have been reading up on guns, and I think guns could be fun if you went out and shot one. So glad that you could be with us. I'm Tom Gresham. I am the host of Gun Talk because no one else is insane enough to do this, of course. Having some fun talking about guns. Well, and ammo and scopes and optics and accessories and cases and safes and politics. Yes, politics. We'll also talk about keeping your gun safely at home. How do you do that? Do you do that? Do you really keep your guns locked away at home? Do you just stash them somewhere? Do you have a safe? Do you have one of those little, for lack of a better term, a vault that goes on your nightstand? A lot of ways to do that. Oh, yeah, we have to do this. We have to welcome a new station to Gun Talk. We keep adding stations like crazy. WAGR, 1440 AM in Morgantown, West Virginia. They'll be running the show Saturdays from 10 till noon Eastern, starting on, today. That'll work. So, let's see. They get into West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Maryland, lots of stuff. Oh, we just finished up the Arms Corps giveaway. We gave away a TCM Rock Ultra combo in the 22 TCM. So, let's see here. Where did I have to find my notes here. Don't have my notes. I'll get the name of the winner here in just a second. We'll get to that. I have papers everywhere. I've been looking up things for you, so we have a lot of things to talk about. Here's one. Benny Boyd Andrews Dodge Chrysler dealership. This is a car dealership in West Texas. It's in Andrews, Texas. And if you go there, Straight Colbath, the fellow that works there, if you buy one of his cars, he's going to give you a gun. Says his comment was, Benny Boyd supports our Second Amendment right to bear arms. So for this month, when you buy a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram truck, we're going to give you a choice of a brand new AR-15 semi-automatic, he says assault rifle, blah, a deer rifle, or a 9mm handgun. That's kind of neat. Heck of a promotion. There you go. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. 866-TALK-GUN. Yeah, TCM winner. The Arms Corps TCM winner was Jim B, as in Bravo, in Panama City Beach. Congratulations, Jim. Way to go. Let's see here. Let's go to, I might as well get some calls in here. John is on line 3 out of Dallas Center, Iowa. Hello, John.
Hi, Tom. I have a question for you, sir, about shotguns.
Sure. Okay.
I'm 62 years old, and I just had my shooting shoulder replaced. And I'm scared to death of my auto 5s that I've been hunting with all my life. Now, what I mean, you understand what I'm saying?
Sure. Okay. What kind of surgery we're talking about?
Replacement.
Okay. So, are you fully recovered at this point?
Well, I don't know what a year means, but pretty much, I guess.
Okay. So how is it? I mean, is it painful? What can you do to it? How much, activity? I'm sure you've been in rehab.
Oh, yeah. I can shoot a high power. Well, my high powers are very heavy. I can shoot 22 mags and 22 250s and things like that. But my shotguns will rock my house. And
yeah.
I don't want to do that. I want to know if you know or can tell me how to find out who has the easiest kicking shotgun at 20 gauge.
Okay, let's back up. I would say 20 gauge is a good way to start, but I would not limit myself to a 20 gauge. There's no reason to limit the gauge unless you just unless you got like a mountain full of 20 gauge ammo, because you can get light loads. You can get light loads at a 20 gauge and a 12 gauge, or you can even go down to a 28 gauge where you're going to get even less. It's all just a matter of the weight of the charge that goes out the end of the barrel. And if you're shooting a 12 gauge with a 7/8 ounce load, it's the same as a 20 gauge, except that it patterns better.
Well, so, I want to be able to kill birds and things.
Okay. What kind of birds are we talking about? Quail?
I've been with a 20 gauge for 20 years.
Okay.
And I have no problem with it.
All right. Have you tried it after your surgery?
Yeah. Well, mine's a 20 gauge Auto 5 Magnum.
Okay. Well, first of all, a 20 gauge Magnum may be the worst shotgun load ever created in the history of the world. A 3-inch 20 gauge Magnum is like just the worst thing ever because it patterns so badly and its shot string is so long. It's just an awful thing in terms of you will actually hit or take down more birds with a standard load at 20 gauge than the end with 3-inch Magnum. So I just throw that one out for your consideration. What you're looking for is a gas operated shotgun. Probably, don't get like an ultra light one, but almost any of the gas operated shotguns will work just fine for this. And I would just poke around and find one that you like the looks of and like the feel of. A 20 gauge gas operated auto is just a sweet, sweet rig. And I think that's going to be kind of the whole solution to your problem here. I would go that way. Just enjoy it. I love shooting them. Don't get an inertia gun. And by that, basically we're talking about a Benelli. Don't get a fixed breech gun over and under side-by. Those are going to deliver more recoil to you. You want a gas-operated, semi-automatic 20 gauge. That's going to be a nice, soft, kicking, lot less recoil. It's amazing. It actually spreads the recoil out over a longer period of time. You can't do anything about the physics of it, but you can spread it out over time, and so it feels like it's less recoil. That'll take care of it for you. 866-TALK-GUN, 866-TALK-GUN. Yeah, and of course, put a big old recoil pad on that thing. Absolutely. I'm Tom Gresham. Be right back.
When it's all on the line, you can count on Trijicon Optics. Earning its reputation in combat and on hunts in all corners of the world, Trijicon comes through. The new AccuPower rifle scopes feature battery-powered illuminated reticles, variable power, adjustable brightness, plus they're waterproof. The years of waiting, the dollars spent, your hunt of a lifetime comes down to a single moment. Get Trijicon quality. Trijicon.com. Trijicon.com.
The Black Hills. There's nothing like it on Earth. The kind of place where characters become legends. Wild Bill Hickok, Crazy Horse, Calamity Jane. Pick any part of the world and you'll find people go there to make it their own. But this is where people come to get made. This is the place that made the people who make the best ammo on Earth. Black Hills Ammunition.
In the war on terror, fighting crime in the streets, in competition and homes around the world, one name in firearms stands out: Sig Sauer. Our pistols and rifles are renowned for their unfailing performance. This same commitment to excellence can be found in our line of SigTac accessories and the training offered by the Sig Sauer Academy. For unmatched quality, reliability, and innovation when it counts, choose Sig Sauer. Visit sigsauer.com today.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
Back with you, 866-TALK-GUN. A lot of stories breaking out there. Let's see. Hillary Clinton, her campaign has added an organizer from the Everytown for Gun Safety to her staff. Of course, the Everytown for Gun Safety is one of at least two, probably more than that, gun ban groups that were created by Michael Bloomberg, funded by Michael Bloomberg. So it is no surprise whatsoever that Hillary Clinton would take an activist from a gun ban organization and put him on her campaign staff. In fact, I'd be surprised if that didn't happen, as a matter of fact. Let's see. Just got saw a story in Louisiana, very interesting. A woman who was an anti-gunner, hated guns, didn't like guns, just very much against guns, is now carrying her own pistol. What happened? She got robbed. Amazing how that happens, isn't it? It's all lovely thoughts. It's this big picture policy, kumbaya, can't we all get along? What's wrong with you people? Why don't you just settle down and call the police if something happens? It's probably not going to happen to you until it happens to them. And then it's, oh my God, it happened so fast. Yes. I never saw it coming. No. There was nothing I can do. I know. And it took the police a long time to get there. Mm-hmm. I think maybe I need to get a gun. Oh, really? Good for her. Sometimes education is harsh. In this case, she didn't get hurt, so that's a good thing. Line 2, Al is in the Ozarks of Arkansas, not Alaska. Hello, Al, how are you?
Greetings, Tom. This is Al. I got a question about a Derringer. It's a Remington 41 rimfire. I can't find the ammo for it. And I found someplace on the internet that has casings with a hole punched in the corner close to the rim, and then you stick a 22 casing in that. And have you heard of those?
No, but I'm getting the heebie-jeebies just as you describe it.
Well, there is a real
wow.
There is a real 41 Magnum. It's just that I can't find them. Not
well,
Magnum,
it is 41, not Magnum. You're not looking for 41 Magnum. 41 rimfire. You can't find any of the ammo for it.
Right.
Let me see. I don't know offhand. I know you can go on Gunbroker and you can find it, but I'm not sure who, if anyone, is making it anymore. So I don't know. Tell you what, can you keep listening? And we're going to ask for some help because we have people here who know everything. That is all of our listeners, because I don't know everything, and I don't even pretend to know everything. But we'll see if we can get you some help. I would be leery about this 22 thing that you described. Like I say, it kind of makes me concerned. So if you keep listening, we'll see if we can get you some help there. I appreciate the call, Al. David's on line 1 out of Oregon. Hello, David.
Good morning. I always enjoy your show. Just an aside, Oregon's going to vote on their Bill 941, which puts all the background checks on every transaction of a gun in Oregon. So make sure to call your legislatures. Actually, it's the representatives this Monday, and join the Oregon Firearms Federation because they're the in-state local people. So,
thank you for saying that because, OFF has been doing a great job with that. And, I mean, it's, you've got the supermajority of Democrats in the Oregon legislature, and it's tough. But perhaps maybe...
their agenda. Push.
Oh, yeah. So, but perhaps maybe if they get hundreds, if they get thousands of calls, maybe some of them will get cold feet and come to their senses and not do this. So, yes, if you're in Oregon tomorrow, Monday, call. Get on this.
They actually,
okay.
You can send them emails today, load them up.
There you go.
And the representatives say, yes, phone calls do make a difference. And
yes,
there are
indeed.
some Democrats that are on the fence. Okay, the reason my call. I've heard various things about magazine fatigue in the clips and magazines. And I've heard various things like if you have to move the ammo in and out, it fatigues it faster than if you just leave them loaded. What's the lowdown on that?
Oh, I pay almost zero attention to that. I leave magazines loaded for, a decade or so. I don't care.
No
it doesn't
when
bother
you get
me.
down to the bottom rounds?
Nah.
Okay.
That big. I mean, those springs don't take a set. But look, here's the thing. for those who really worry about it, it's really easy. You just replace the springs. They're cheap. They're easy. You can do that. I don't replace them, and I don't care. So, you know, the other thing, of course, you could do, some people actually, and I love this part, they actually keep a whole set of magazines, and they rotate through them, and they rest their magazines, and they'll load some of them, keep them in their gun. And they take those ammo out of that one, and they rest that magazine, they load different ones up. So, I don't know. Yeah. So
okay, good information. Thank you. And for the lady in Louisiana, just have to remember the old adage: when seconds count, police are only minutes away. They're reactionary rather than protective.
Thanks, David. Appreciate the call. Benny is on line 4 out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Hello, Benny. How can we help you?
Well, good afternoon, Tom. I called to thank you, sir. Last week you had on the gentleman from Slip 2000, and I, after hearing your recommendation, went directly to the website and requested a sample. That arrived on Friday along with a 2-ounce bottle sample of their cleaner degreaser and the lube. I've been through multiple lubricants over the past few years with the advent of Frog Lube, CL1 CLP, and neither of those are anything near the Slip 2000. This is something the likes of which I've never seen. And I want to thank you for that.
Well, absolutely. I got to tell you, it's interesting you would say that, because what you don't know is that we just did a couple of segments for our Guns and Gear television show this week with the Slip 2000 guys, and they were in the studio, and we actually did it. We're going to have it on radio also, but it was very interesting because they said, look, bring some dirty guns. And when we brought them, they said, those aren't nearly dirty enough, but we'll work with them. And they took that, the carbon killer, that cleaner that you have there, and took a pan of that, and they put a cylinder from a nasty old stainless steel revolver of mine that I probably haven't cleaned in, I can't even tell you. It's embarrassing to tell you how long it's been since I cleaned it. And they put it in this thing and just let it soak for about 15 minutes. Took it out, just rubbed it. The thing looks like it had been hand polished for hours. Took all the carbon off, all the junk off. It was amazing stuff. I'm like you. I am so sold.
Absolutely. And the gentleman looking for the 41 caliber rounds, may have found him a link for that at gunbots.net/ammo.
Well, I use GunBot a good bit, so gunbot.net, you found some 41 rimfire?
Well, he said that was a Remington Derringer, and there's 41 Remington.
Huh, I'll be darned. Okay, once again, GunBot, it's gunbot.net. Sometimes I say incorrectly, I say .com, but it's not. It's gunbot.net. The other one I use, I've been trying to kind of use it a little bit, is AmmoSeek, SEEK, AmmoSeek.com. But I appreciate that. And thanks for calling. I'm glad that the Slip 2000 products are working for you. I got to tell you, this stuff works. I'm kind of like our caller. I've been using various gun lubes, for a long time. I mean, Rim Oil and everybody else, just tried it all. I've not seen anything like this. The cleaner, I'm going to get me a huge bottle of this carbon killer and get a metal pan. I don't think you want to put it in a plastic tub because it does dissolve plastic. So, a vat of this stuff and soak things in it. It was amazing. I just was knocked out. And so, anyway, for what it's worth, and if you don't know, what he's referring to is you can get a free sample of this. All you have to do is contact the folks at Slip 2000 or go to their website. It's just slip2000.com. Pretty easy. That'll get you in there. Let's see. Line 3, Dwight, Medford, Oregon. Help me out here, Dwight.
Hey, Tom, I just heard you talking with a gentleman, and it was kind of toward the end of the conversation that he'd had some kind of surgical procedure, and he was trying to search out a 12-gauge or 20-gauge or shotgun.
Yeah, he had shoulder replacement surgery, so he likes the 20 gauge. He's looking for a soft shooting 20 gauge.
Well, I don't know if you ever heard of them. You probably have. You know a lot more than I do about air stocks that they make for rifles or shotguns. I got one back in '95. I won it in a doubles tournament. I shot sporting clays and skeet, and of course they were about $1,100 or $1,200. So I really liked it. So I went ahead and took the prize and had it mounted on a GTI over and under. And boy, my wife took to it. They're amazing. I don't know what's happened with them. You don't see many of them, but I'll swear by them. It's got 50,000 rounds through that GTI now, and that air stock's still working good, and it really cushions. You know, you can port, and like you say, you shoot light load. Boy, you put a light load in a ported shotgun with one of those air things, and it feels like a 22. I swear.
Absolutely. And now, is this the stock that kind of has like a piston action when one part slides into the other?
Yes, you take your stock and whittle it down and then make a new stock that goes over it, and it's all wood and it's air, pneumatic, made by Joe Shiozaki back then. I don't even know if Joe's still doing them down in Southern California, but boy, they really do work, and why it hasn't caught on for a lot of people, I don't know. I shot 500 rounds in 2 days in a heavy load for sporting clays, many cases, no fatigue at all on the second day. I was ready to shoot another 500.
Son of a gun. You know, the other one that comes to mind is the old Edwards recoil reducer. You put it in the stock of your shotgun, and it's a mercury-filled cylinder, and those things work real well at reducing recoil. And I'm glad you mentioned porting, because porting does make a difference, at least certainly in muzzle rise, but also I think a little bit in recoil. So all things you can do when you start on the process, you can create a shotgun that really has a lot less kick and is a lot more fun to shoot. And when you go out, I mean, if you're only going to go shoot a dozen times at quail or something, it's not a big deal. You still don't want something that beats you up. But if you're going to go out and shoot 100, 200, 500 rounds in a day, whether it's in Argentina shooting doves or shooting sporting clays or trap or skeet, it adds up. So whether or not you have a bum shoulder or you recover from surgery, you might want to look into some of these things. It just makes shooting much more comfortable. The other thing I will offer, and it's not for the shoulder but more for the face, is a stock that fits you, kicks less. You get a stock that's actually been fitted to you by a qualified, good, competent gun fitter. Makes a huge, huge difference. 866-TALK-GUN, or just dial 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Get you in here. Give me a holler. We're talking guns.
Covering all aspects of gun ownership every week on this fine radio station. You're listening to Gun Talk with Tom Gresham.
Man, finally, we get some decent weather. It has been raining and storming for weeks, it seems like, down here in the steamy south. We've had some beautiful weather. Everybody's out enjoying themselves, getting out. And then I get this email from Brad. He says, hey, it's the time of the year. Start thinking about stuff like this. Here you go. This is I'm tossing it out for help. I need all the help I can get here, guys and gals, because you'll see. It says, Tom, I love your show. Quick range report. I recently purchased the Sky CPX-2. It's a great little concealed carry gun. It says, likes it, etc., shoots it well. So here's the question. What would you recommend someone do who wants to carry a gun for protection while at a water park? It's already summer here in Phoenix, and the water parks are open. I thought about maybe getting a 511 holster shirt and then wearing a cover shirt. Could it cause problems having the gun being wet all day? I could bring it in a duffel bag, but my problem would be it wouldn't be near me all the time, so it's slower to get to, or it could get stolen. I guess this question could apply to the beach as well. It's actually a very good question. You go into a water park, you go into a beach, you go into a place where you're going to be swimming. You do want to have your carry gun, your protection with you. What do you do? Now, first of all, I would recommend against wearing it while you're swimming. It's just me, but I'm thinking maybe that's not going to be so good for the gun. Not at all. Besides, concealment's going to be a bit of an issue. Of course, it's Arizona. Maybe it's open carry. I don't know. Get you one of those double rigs, shoulder holsters. You can wear 2 guns under your shoulder. I don't know. The image of it amuses me. But really, you go into the beach, you go into a swimming pool area. First thoughts, maybe a locking, they got these small gun vault type boxes, locking boxes. Everybody has them. Gun vault's one brand name. You could put that into a duffel. Now, obviously, none of this is going to be fast. It's going to be slow to get to, but to have it with you. And then have like an aircraft cable, bicycle locking cable rig through the duffel somehow, some way that you could lock it to, I don't know, beach chair, table, something. I don't know. Looking for some answers here. Suggestions. Jim says, line your pockets with Cosmoline. Sure. There you go. What could go wrong? If you've got a thought for having your concealment, your carry gun with you while you're doing the whole swimming thing, give me a holler, 866-TALK-GUN. Joe has called us. He's online too. He's in Texarkana, Texas, because there's a Texarkana, Arkansas also. So, Joe, what's on your mind here? L.C. Smith shotgun? What's happening?
Well, my father-in-law left me an L.C. Smith shotgun. And a few years before he died, a friend of his was looking at it and said, I can make that gun look like new. And he tried to blue the barrel.
I'm not going to like this story.
I know. It's horrible. And is there any way to recover from that?
Sure. So he just butchered the rebluing job.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. But here's the thing. I mean, it's not going to look like an old classic LC that has the bluing worn off and worn and all that. I mean, but you can have it reblued and it can look really good. You need to send it to somebody who really knows how to do good bluing and who knows classic shotguns. Because if you screw it up, you can heat it up to where the barrels come apart. And now you got 2 one-barrel rigs instead of a double-barrel shotgun.
That's not
let me
good.
see. Yeah, that's not good. I would say probably Doug Turnbull was my first thought. Turnbull Restorations, they do fabulous work. If you look up Turnbull Restorations, excuse me, they'll take care of that. I mean, they're really good at that. Let me see. I'm also thinking Connecticut Valley shotguns. They may be able to handle this for you. They do really nice work, beautiful work. Now, 2 things. The main thing is it's not going to be cheap, okay, but it's going to be done right because, good and cheap are rarely the same. So what they're going to do is they're going to have to take they take the bluing off. You probably, depending on what's done to, does it have any rust on the gun?
I haven't looked at that gun in years.
Okay.
I looked at it and saw the bluing job on it. The stock on it is split. It's dried out. That's going to have to be replaced. And I just put it back in my closet and hadn't thought about it in a long time.
Okay, now we get to the real question is, does this gun have sentimental value? Because you're going to spend more on the gun than it's worth, probably, by the time you're done.
That's why I wanted to find out. So, yeah, it was my father-in-law's gun, and he wanted it to go to his grandson, but since we only had daughters, he just gave it to his son-in-law. So,
all right, then I think probably what you're going to need to do is get to Connecticut Valley Arms, or you can get a hold of Turnbull Restoration, Doug Turnbull's operation. Contact them and say, this is what I have. Send them pictures, and they'll start saying, okay, we could do this and this. You may even need a new stock. I don't know. Just kind of depends on where you are with that. But when you get it back, it will be a thing of beauty, and you will love it, and it will be good for another 2, 3, 4 generations. That's, for me, that's what makes it worthwhile. Besides, cool. It's an L.C. Smith shotgun. How cool is that? 866-TALK-GUN.
This is Masad Ayub. If you carry a gun for self-defense, I urge you to join the Armed Citizens Legal Defense Network. The network was formed to help armed citizens fight the legal battle after a self-defense incident. I'm a member and serve on their advisory board, and I advise all lawfully armed citizens to become members too.
Protect yourself. Go to armedcitizensnetwork.org. That's armedcitizensnetwork.org.
The .45 Auto, also known as the 1911, is the standard other defensive pistols are measured against. No matter what pistol you carry, techniques developed around the 1911 are vital. You know you need training, and you know your concealed carry class definitely was not training. Now GUNTALK presents an exciting DVD, Fighting with the 1911 with Tiger McKee. Tiger's unique training style will have you drawing, moving, shooting, and running your gun better, no matter what style pistol you prefer. At shopguntalk.com, you can order our DVDs of Tiger's instruction. Shopguntalk.com also has a 2-DVD set, including Concealed Carry 1. Get both for the information you know you need. This really is life and death. Shopguntalk.com has DVDs, books, and other essential gear. ShopGuntalk.com. That's ShopGuntalk.com.
In today's climate, you always need to be ready. Nothing will make you a more accurate or confident shooter than Crimson Trace laser sighting systems. Get the immediate, decisive advantage of the world's only grip-integrated laser sights. Shoot better. Stay safer. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com for a free copy of our new laser training video, The Laser's Edge.
EWL by Slip 2000 is the absolute best gun lube available, period. It will never gum up or become sticky. It won't attract dust, dirt, or sand, and doesn't freeze in cold weather. It penetrates and bonds with a metal reducing friction and wear, which means less cleaning and easier cleaning. Why not try it? Visit our participating dealer for a free sample or go to slip2000.com. That's slip2000.com.
All right, we're back with you. Let's get to some calls. We'll try to make it quick. David's on line 1 out of Missouri. David, what'd you take to the range?
Oh, my M&P Shield 9. I dropped down from M&P Shield 40, and I tell you what, it was the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh, absolutely. I tell you what, the first time I shot the 40, and I'd never shot a 40 before, silhouette target, I was all over the place. It was immediate buyer's regret. And my wife, who hardly ever shoots, I mean, she was shooting better than I did. But, while I got used to it, the 9 was the way to go. Much better accuracy, and I recommend it for everybody. The only thing I miss is my XS Big Dot sight on the new gun.
Well, get one. I'm with you there. I was going to say, I'm with you on the 9. I think the Shield and the 9 is like one of the best packages out there, and the Red Dot. Not Red Dot, but the Big Dot XS sight just makes it even better. But yeah, I agree. I think the Shield in a 40 is, man, it's snappy. And so I much prefer the 9 and that size gun. I appreciate that range report, David. Duke is with us on line 3 out of Buffalo, New York. Duke, 41 rimfire. Talk to me.
Hey, Tom. How are you doing today?
Good.
41 rimfire. I don't believe anybody is commercially producing that round. And subsequently what happens is if he wants to purchase something like that, he's stuck with going to Gunbroker. Unfortunately, most of the guys on Gunbroker who are purchasing those are purchasing them for collecting. So it gets to be pretty pricey to buy those. But there is talk about adapters out there. I'm sure you could probably find if there's a quick Google search under adapters. I don't know how successful that could be. But I probably think in the long term, his best solution is to maybe put that in the curio cabinet and get himself a new modern Derringer that shoots commercially produced rounds for that.
Or, you know what? Get a modern gun that's not a Derringer, which is going to be better, about 47 times better than a Derringer anyway. I mean, let me count the ways that I really don't like Derringers. And so, anything that's break action where your hand can go in front of the muzzle because it's so darn small. I only say it because a guy I know blew part of his hand off with one. So, yeah, we have so many fine, small guns now. And the ammo is so good, you don't need that. Yeah, I'm with you. Put that in a display case, a shadow box, do something with it. Line 4, Steve, Texas, help me out. Taking a gun to the beach. How do you do it, man?
Yeah, simple. When me and my brother used to snorkel at the beach at night, we would take our flashlights and put them inside a Ziploc bag, snorkel underwater, use a flashlight. Well, nothing wrong. He could do the same thing with his gun. Put it in a Ziploc bag, put the gun in the holster or wherever he wants to carry it. It'll protect it from the elements. And if he wants to, he could put some kind of moisture bag in there to absorb any moisture that does accumulate. It's a simple problem. Answered.
Interesting. Okay. Ziploc bag, put it in a bag and keep the water out, stick it in a holster. Now, of course, if you're swimming, if you're wearing Speedos, concealment's a whole different issue. So, you know what? We probably don't need to go there. Steve, thank you for that suggestion. Let's see here. What time we got? Do we have time to get Dave in here? Oh, yeah, we got time. Line 2, Dave is with us out of Easton, Texas. Hey, Dave, what you looking for?
Hey, I'm looking for a assault rifle. Wondering what would be the best gun to all this civil unrest. It would be better to get a AK-47 or a AR-15.
Well, neither of those is an assault rifle. Assault rifles are full automatic machine guns, so let's get our terms right. That's just assault rifle and assault weapon are political terms for the most part. But here's the question for you. Why are you thinking about getting a semi-automatic rifle? You live in Texas. These riots were up in Baltimore. What's going on?
Well, just with all of the crazy things that the president's doing, and we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So I just want to be prepared.
Okay, look, I'm all in favor of being prepared. Here, my question to you is this. As part of your willingness to be prepared, would you be willing to go to a 2-day school all day for 2 days to learn how to operate this rifle?
Well, sure.
Outstanding. All right, then I'm going to say, get an AR-15. There are like 47,000 different versions of it, but for somewhere in the neighborhood of $600 to $900, you can get a nice AR-15 rifle. Basically, you can run it with iron sights, you can put an optic on it, whatever. What you're going to find is that a lot of people buy them thinking they're going to hunt with them or they're going to use them for self-defense, and they do. But then they find out, wow, this is a lot of fun, and they're going to go to the range and shoot a lot. But here's the thing. If you're going to use a rifle for self-defense, actually, if you're going to use anything for self-defense, you need some training. Not this is where the controls are, but this is how you use it, this is how you reload it, this is how you have it on a sling. A long gun that doesn't have a sling is like a handgun that doesn't have a holster. Where are you going to put it? How are you going to put it down? What are you going to do with it? How do you operate it? How do you transition if you're carrying a handgun? One of the things you'll do in a class like this is you'll shoot your rifle at 3 feet from the target. Yeah, yes, I said 3 feet. What? Yes, it's a defensive gun. You don't need to be shooting at 200 yards for defensive stuff. It's a carbine. So if you will commit to taking a carbine class, and there are a lot of them out there, and it should be 2 days to get you started, not finished, but started on the road to knowing what you need to know, and then make a commitment to practice with it, it's a wonderful tool. It is just that. It's a tool. Now, for those who are confused, an AR-15 shoots a little bitty, tiny, low-powered cartridge. It is not a high-powered rifle. It's a low-powered rifle. The only people who call them high-powered are people who want to ban them. So when you hear it described as a high-power rifle, you know you're hearing from another gun banner. All right, yeah, here's just got an email. Basically, it was in response to this last call from Dave in Easton, Texas, and he was asked about getting a semi-automatic rifle for defense. We got these riots going on in Baltimore. And email says, hey, ISIS is 8 miles from the Texas-Mexican border. Have you thought about that? I'm not trying to be real sensational here, but it's a real question. Have you thought, I mean, I'll tell you I have. I look at these reports that ISIS kills 300 Christians. ISIS kills 600 Christians. ISIS has people here who want to simply kill people, not just kill people. They kill a lot of people. As you hear these reports, what goes through your head? Do you process that in a way that says, okay, then I am going to do X. I'm going to carry this gun, or I'm going to buy this gun. I'm going to do these things. How does that news hit you? 866 Talk Gun. Line 3, James, Fort Smith, Arkansas. Hey, James.
How you doing?
I'm good. Take me to the beach.
Yes, sir. A little trick from the backpackers. You take anything you don't want to get wet and you run it through your sealer mill, your vacuum sealer. Gives you an airtight pouch. I carry a little 22, the Derringer, the NAA. It's a very small gun. He could probably conceal that thing unless he's wearing a Speedo.
So, of course, it's kind of like, break glass in case of emergency. You got to tear open that bag to get into it if you needed
it. Better than nothing, though.
Well, it is. How easy? I guess the question is, how easy is it to get into that bag?
Depends on how good your teeth are, really. I mean, like everybody else, you got to tear them open. I've got to be honest here.
I'll put in my good teeth.
Yeah. The backpackers, we seal our, matches and anything you don't want to get wet, and it works good. If you fall out of a canoe or whatever, you got your stuff dry.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, there's a vote for the Seal Meal rig here. I got another Greg on line 4 out of Savannah, Georgia. Hey, Greg's got another idea on how to carry at the beach. Help me out, Greg.
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm good. Help me.
Okay, there's a company called Cascade Designs. They're out of Seattle, Washington, and they make backpacking gear. And they make an item called a Seal Pack, and it's spelled SEALPAK, and it's a waterproof hip pack. You wear it kind of like a fanny pack on your hip.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now.
Years, sir?
I'm looking at it online right now, yeah.
Yeah, I've been using one for years, and you can quickly access your firearm inside the thing.
That's slick. Okay, it's waterproof. You can wear it on your belt, right? Or you can do a shoulder strap deal. That's slick. These are the guys that created the Thermarest pads for backpacking, which we've been using for decades and decades now. It is Cascade Designs, cascadedesigns.com. Seal Pack, SEALPAK, waterproof hip pack. Fascinating. It's essentially a waterproof holster. Now, what I might want to do is take that thing and put some kind of a holster rig inside of it that you could glue or Velcro or somehow get it onto the side of it so the gun's not just moving around loosely in this pack. And you open it up and the gun is in its holster, so you can't get, the trigger guard is covered. That's slick. What a great idea. I like that. Tell you what, when we come back, we're going to talk to somebody who, in the first 3 months of this year, they've taught 511 firearms courses. That's getting out in front of it.